Hey, it's Nick, live from the Blanket Fort once again. And as always, I want to preface this by saying that I might smoke on camera, but here's a bag of tobacco. I'm one of a very few people left in the world that actually smokes tobacco out of a pipe. And I'd also like to preface this by saying that I might be a little bit lower of energy today. I am just feeling a little bit down, so let's just, get that out there. I might not be as high energy. I try to be high energy just to keep it interesting. I'm usually not that high energy, but I think it keeps people interested. So, the reason that I'm talking today, and actually I want to, one more preface. Any information that I say here, I want to state that I am not supporting any illegal activity. If it is illegal for you to circumvent censorship or blocks on the internet in your country, I am not saying that this is something that you should do. I want to preface by saying that. And I definitely don't support anyone using any of these programs or things, which I'm only talking about two things. I try to keep things simple as possible. I'm not going to go into any like crazy stuff that you could do. But, okay, so I don't support illegal activity. I don't support it if it's illegal in your country. I'm only giving information. That said, I do support people seeking democracy, freedom, things of that sort. So, if any of this information did get used, it wouldn't be because I did. Because I said it, because I'm saying that I don't support anything illegal. So there you go. But I want to get the information out there. And I'll also say that this information is already out there, but some people might not know about it. And the big thing that I'm talking about today is something that only recently has the technology really gotten there to the point to where it can be really effectively used to truly be able to get somebody to be able to anonymously use the internet almost completely. And the big main program that I'm talking about here today is a version of the Tor internet browser. At least I think it's called here. You know what I have? Because recently I heard about it and I was like, that's really cool. So I kind of checked it out real quick. Yeah, Tor has the Tor browser, but I'm not talking about the Tor browser. Some people might not know about this, and it's called OBFS proxy. And it's a kind of side project on Tor's website. If you go on to their website, let me see if, it's Tor Project, T-O-R, Project, P-R-O-J, ect.org, okay? And on there should be a link somewhere for OBFS proxy. And basically what this does is it's almost exactly what the Tor browser does, except for it tries to make your internet traffic actually look more legit. As some people might know, traffic that goes over the Tor network from your computer, it looks like you're trying to access the Tor network. So what this does is it tries to modify the way in which that happens so that it just looks like you're looking at stuff on the internet. But I'm not only talking about using this. If you, and I've got to preface this, if, I'm not saying that anyone should use this, I'd say that again, but, okay, if somebody did want to circumvent internet censorship, which right now the OBFS proxy is in its infancy, so please, anyone out there, don't use it just, because you're some psycho that wants to, do anonymous stuff or whatever. It's in its infancy, so save it for people that actually need it, please. Because I think there's only a few servers out there right now. So, and of course, if anyone out there wants to be a server for it, that would, to pass on traffic for people out there, that's definitely something that I think is really needed. So if anyone out there has some high-speed connections, And definitely if they're very much interested in internet privacy for, like, say, countries that are trying to fight for their freedoms, and you have a high-speed connection, this would be a very good way for you to enable people to organize. But of course, again, I'm saying I'm not supporting illegal activity here in any way, in any way. But this is one way that you can do it. And then I'm also saying you can take one step further, because even some of that traffic, I think, if you were to look at, I'm going to smoke a little bit tobacco, of course. Even that traffic, if it was closely looked at and you weren't over a secure connection, the traffic may still be able to be seen for what it is. And here's a step further that I am suggesting that you go. If you needed to use this, and again, I'm not supporting, but SSL proxies, and there are a number of free SSL proxies. If you go to just a regular search website like Google and type in free SSL proxy, you'll probably find a few. And what this basically does is you connect to these proxies. It's a web-based ones are what I'm talking about. There are pay ones and such that you can use. But basically you just type in a website into these web-based proxies, and they grab the website for you and then send it to you. And one thing that I think could enable somebody to more securely use the internet, some of these SSLs still in the browser bar, the way that they grab these websites, you'll still see the name of the website you're trying to grab. I would suggest looking into SSLs, typing in test website, such as just asking it to grab google.com, and if in the browser bar it gives a bunch of like gobbledygook, then that's a good SSL. If it says google.com in the browser bar, then that's one that you probably don't want to use. So that, sorry, my hair is always a little bit messed up. That's why I'm wearing the hat. So that is what I suggest doing. Number one, I don't support any illegal activity, just getting the information out there. But if one were to want to get around internet censorship, they could use OBFS proxy, which is at torproject.org. And then once they use that product, and you might want to just study on it a little bit and make sure that you have everything set up correctly once you're in there, once you've started it up, then you could seek out a SSL proxy, which there's a number of free ones, and seek out one that does not send the address of the website inside the browser link, because that could possibly be, discovered. And I'd also try to test and make sure that the SSL does not save the address of which you are visiting, if you were to need it for such a thing, which that could be easily done by just, say, visiting a few websites and just doing your regular everyday browsing on it, and then after you've done a few things, hit the back bar a number of times to a point in time which was 10-15 minutes ago, and if that link does not work, then that's a good SSL again. So those are a couple ways, and of course there are paid services for tunneling through the internet and things. But I understand that some people might not have those things available to them. All they might have is just a very simple Windows computer, and that might be the only thing that they have. They don't have, access to bank accounts and credit cards, and things of that sort. And some of these people, which again, I'm not supporting any activity that's illegal in the country, but some of these people may, be underground and not have access. They may be very politically minded. Be very politically intelligent, but not technically intelligent. Whenever it comes to ports and trying to get through computer networks and stuff, they might not be wanting to do crazy stuff. So basically, I'm trying to give a shortcut of just grab the OBFS proxy and then find a SSL proxy through Google and use those two together, and you'll be completely secure. Maybe not completely secure, but this is probably the best that you can get from a very simple standpoint. And so far, I'll say this, I believe in Iran, and that's where I first heard about OBFS proxy, because I've already known about Tor and SSLs, but I heard about OBFS because it seems it's been heavily used whenever it was first released, which is it's not been around very long, but it's already been heavily used in Iran for people to organize. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dealing with my perhaps lower than energy level. I'm feeling a little bit tired. So go ahead and check out those things. And I may do another vlog sometime in the future on other subjects. If anybody has a specific subject that they're curious about, go ahead and you can ask me. And just one last time, I know I've already said it a number of times throughout this, but I do know that this is a strange area to talk about. So just at the end, again, I want to say that I do not support any illegal activity in any country at all. So I am not saying for anyone out there to actually circumvent any internet censorship in their country at all, or at their company, at their workplace, anything. I am only giving information about how these things are possible. So do with this information as you will. Educational purposes only. So that ends that. And in the name of, gosh, sorry, I'm a little bit tired here today, like I said. In the words of my favorite YouTube musical artist, the ukulele, push the button.